ఇక్కడనా ఏం ఎర్రర్ అది? ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ క్రియేట్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తున్నారా? ఇలాంటివి క్రియేట్ చేయకూడదు కదా, ఓన్లీ రిట్రీవ్ చేయాలంటే. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మీరు జస్ట్ దీనికి వెనక ఉన్న టేబుల్ కనుక్కోవడానికి మాత్రమే అది. లేదంటే మోస్ట్లీ ఫంక్షన్ వాళ్ళు క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు ఇక్కడ. ఇవన్నీ సెక్యూరిటీ రూల్స్ అవన్నీ ఉంటాయి. ఓకేనా, ఈ చెక్ బాక్సెస్ ఇవన్నీ చూడు, ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి చూడు, డిజేబుల్ చేసాం కదా. ఇలా ఇది వద్దు అనుకుంటే దాన్ని తీసేస్తారు అన్నమాట. ఓకే, ఇవన్నీ ఫంక్షన్ వాళ్ళ కంట్రోల్లో ఉంటుంది, మనకు అనవసరం. మనం ఏంటంటే మన యొక్క వర్రీ ఓన్లీ ఈ టేబుల్ ఏంటి అంతే. ఓకేనా,
అది స్టార్టింగ్ రెడీ చేసుకుంటాం ఐటమ్స్, అప్పుడు సేవ్ అయినప్పుడు అది కాంబినేషన్ డిసేబుల్ అని వచ్చేసి సార్ న్యూ ఐటమ్ రెడీ చేస్తాం.
ఓకే, ఇన్వెంటరీ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ ఐటమా,
రిక్వెజిషన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్
రిక్వెషన్ నెంబర్ ఐటమ్ నెంబరా?
రిక్వెజిషన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ కాంబినేషన్ డిసేబుల్.
ఇదా?
కాంబినేషన్ డిసేబుల్.
దిస్ వన్. Do one thing, like you can go to set up organization. That is just to know only. Okay, you have to make it automatic. Once you practice it, okay, let's see. This one?
Same.
This combination is disabled. Please choose another. Okay, that checkbox. That checkbox is there, right?
Same.
You have disabled. Someone has disabled like the checkbox. I need to enable. A PO charge account is mandatory and could not be determined. Review your account generator setup. Okay. Now, if you click on save, also it is given one number here. Whatever the combination you took earlier, right? That we have to re-enable again. You remember first one is what it is? 0, no? Combination.
0, 1,
Yeah. Wait. 0, 1 first, then after that 000. 1, 4, 1, 7, is it?
1, 4, 1, 0.
1, 0. Then after that 000, is it?
4, 0, 7, 0, 0, 0.
Is that correct? Okay, asset account is there.
There is any problem. Sir, we don't know that number. What means?
Yeah, this number they have defined as well as they made a meaning also here. So simply what you need to do, don't touch anything, these setups. Otherwise it will reflect somewhere. Only we should know the navigations. And if you enable, disabled, then again re-enable again. Otherwise other people will struggle. Anyway, that's good. We got error. No more errors, correct? The problem is there they have disabled it. That's why it is not able to retrieve it. Okay. Now, next is we created an invoice. Now, class number 16, is it, or 17, correct? Payables already submitted. I'll take it. This is the number I am taking. Okay. This is a full invoice. It's a single string. There is no space properly. It's a one number only. It is. We have to query. This is where we stopped earlier. Now tables also, and at the distribution level, what we did, we made a relationship between the PO number and invoice number. Now, next is here, we have to validate this invoice. Validate. Right now, it is never validated. Validated means here, it will check all the terms and conditions, whether it is on hold or not. And then after that, the eligibility, it will check the invoice. Are there any taxation generated properly? So tax amount is generated automatically. And the period is open or not, the GL period. So everything it will check. Okay. We have another program also for validation. Right now it is actions validate. This is a checkbox. If you want to validate multiple invoices, then the checkbox will not help you. Okay, it is just for only single invoice. Single invoice checkbox it is. This is called as a workbench. Invoice workbench it is. Because we are working on it and we can cancel the invoice. Okay, let's see. The related invoice. Okay, it's not there. Click on okay. It should give as a validated like this. Earlier it was never validated. So if you put on hold here saying something goes wrong or invalid PO or anything, okay, any valid reason, invoice tax code does not see. I'm not seeing the reason. I'm just selecting randomly like this. Any reason, we can keep on hold here. This is called as a operations user hold. Sometimes system also will recognize that's a system hold. Two holds are there. Right now we are keeping on hold. If you go to general tab, it is saying here needs revalidation. So how many statuses we have seen as of now at this particular place? Okay, first one is never validated. Then after that validated. If any issues needs revalidation. So as of help record history, it is available in AP invoices V or AP invoice all, but you need to give the inputs here. What type of the invoice it is and how much amount generated. Invoice type, invoice amount. These are all we have to give as a parameter. Then only it will display the status here. So to display the status, there is a API available. That API we have to use. AP invoices all. Invoice nomenclatures. Where is the place? Then one utility package is there. That is AP invoices utility PKG dot get validation status, or we can say get approval status. Yes. So this is the function which is already available. It has the parameters here. One is invoice ID and the sequence. See, all are mandatory parameters. The last one is invoice type lookup code. And this is payment status, whether the payment is already happened or not. And invoice amount we have seen, invoice ID. That's it. Parameters you need to remember. First one is what it is? Invoice ID. Second one, invoice amount. And third one, payment status flag checkbox. The last one, invoice type lookup code. So this is the way we can see. For this particular invoice, the status it is showing is needs revalidation. Okay. And in the code, what it is saying here needs reapproval. But what we have to do, we have to decode this. Decode. Okay. Now it is properly aligned. Decode, you know the functionality of decode. It is an if then else logic. Decode of this particular status. Okay. Is the value is what it is. If the front end application needs revalidation. If it is needs revalidation, we have to display as okay. Needs reapproval. First argument it is like this. We can take it. Yeah, single quote. Then you can close this. Needs revalidation. And there are other values also here. F4. If you go little up here, let's see. These are all the already statuses. As of now, we have seen here needs reapproval. Then approved. Approved means validated. You take this approved. Comma. This is approved. If it is approved, we have to display as a validated. These are all decode is really required because they have given another meanings right here. The next one. What else pending here? Needs revalidation is over. Validated is over. Yes, never validated. Never validated means here never approved. Here is a place. I need to add one more. Never approved. It looks confusing, right? Single quotes. Just if then else logic. Other than decode, we have one more function. Do you remember? Case, you know, case. Again, format this. Something else here, never validated. Okay. Never, yeah, here not ended properly, correct? So this is the way. Now format again. Perfect. Okay. These are all keywords, that's why it is highlighted. You know, right, how to use the decode now clearly? Purpose of decode is if the result of this particular package is needs reapproval, we can display as a needs revalidation. If the result of this particular the entire package value is approved, we can display as a validated. Okay, just check here. Again, I'm validating. Validate. Okay. Now still it's saying because once we hold it, we have to release this. Release it. Once you rectify something, then we have to release this. Go back to general tab. It is validated. You have to see validated here. Do you see now? Validated. Now, after this, we can do actions here. There is a create accounting. We have 3 modes, like in O2C, same. Create accounting is same, it is. Final. Once accounting is done, we have to go to, there is a view accounting here, reports. Okay, in O2C and all, you can see tools, but here it is reports, view accounting. These are all the accounting entries. This is a debit account, and these are all the credit accounts. Debit and names you have to remember. If you want to know behind this, what are the tables, we have to go to about this page and business component reference details. After that, you can check the view. Same, like no change. If you feel it is not working, you can go to get details. Just simply double click. It will select all the query. After that, copy, store. You can keep on tab here, SQL style tab, and shift control F. So these are all the tables. These are all related to subledger accounting. XLA is the short code of your subledger accounting. Okay. If any accounting errors, that there is error table is available. So last time we discussed, if you remember, XLA accounting errors is a table. Okay. In the encoded message, you can see the errors. On which event we got error. There are a couple of event statuses here. One more table. Event type. When our payment is created, invoice is created, when our payment is cleared. So these are all called as events. So here, event status code is P, process status code is P. There are multiple processed, completed kind of thing. Okay. And if you want to make a join with this subledger accounting invoice tables, XLA transaction entities is there right here. This one. Source ID into one. That's a column name. Check here. Source ID into one. Do you see? This is all. In this, it will have a invoice ID, source ID into one. This is a join between your AP invoices all. Another one is XLA transaction entities. We are combining 2 module tables here. One is account payable, other one is subledger accounting. Okay. Let me show you that. Invoice ID. Like this. XLA transaction entities where source ID int one. Not coming. That's a view actually. Okay, the drill down query we'll see after completion of, after transferring to the GL. We have a query that we'll see. Okay. Now, once invoice is created, accounted, two steps we have completed here. One is invoice entry. After invoice entry, validation. Then one more is accounting, correct? Validation we can do in other ways also. That's a program here. Go to view, request, invoice validation. Or validate invoice. Let's see. Correct. I'll go to concurrent program. We'll see that. Yeah. So this is not appearing over there. Invoice validation. Let's include into request group. Yes. It is not added. I just added here invoice validation. You can go to payables. By using this, what we can do, we can validate the invoices as a batch, like multiple people, multiple invoices, or between the dates, or for a particular supplier. So these are all optional parameters. You can choose any one here. You can go with a single invoice also. Single invoice. This one. It's already validated. I need to check. Options. Process all matching lines, process new matching lines, all it is. This is a mandatory parameter. I am showing you how to validate the invoice. We already validated one time, it is a single. If there are multiple or if there are batches or for entire supplier, then this is the program will be helpful here, concurrent program. Okay, let's click on OK. What is meant by invoice validation? It will check the periods, terms, correct? Currencies, exchange rate, taxes, everything it will check here, validate. It is not validated. The reason is it's already validated, correct? You go to view log, you can check if any error information. It's just like a report only. It's a RDF report. Okay. Go back to here. The validation we can do in two places. One is invoice workbench. Workbench means that action and all we have seen, right? The second one is concurrent program. What is that program name? Validate. Yeah, invoice validation. Okay. Now, what else? Two things already over in the invoice, validation as well as accounting. The next one is payment. Payment is for what it is. supplier will send you the invoice. We have to make the payment to the supplier. So how you make it, may be a check or bank transfer or whatever, fund transfers. Go to invoices, entry invoices again. Take this, your invoice. This is called as a workbench, invoice workbench. Pay in full year. The invoice or prepayment must be approved before you can make a payment on it. Okay. So someone has enabled this approval required. We need to check where it went here. There are some rates and all, we have to add it. What I can do, I'll disable this approval. Approval right now not needed, correct? So go to payable options here. Set up invoice. Check here payable options. Yeah, options here. This one. Okay. Payable options. There is an operations. Find here. Somewhere here you can check approval. Yes. So you need to disable this. Use invoice approval workflow. Disable. Okay. These are all disabled automatically. So let's do one thing. This will enable. This will uncheck. See, require accounting before approval. Let it be both. Save. If required, will come and enable. Okay, but actually this is the solution for that. Now go to invoices. Will it is showing? Required. It's already mapped, it seems like. What I will do, I'll create a manual invoice. Okay. This I cannot do anything. So I'm creating a manual invoice quickly. So this PO is not from, this invoice is not from PO. Directly, we are creating here. So do you see here? Approval not required because we disabled already. Go to lines. You have to make sure all the amount which you are entering, it must be equal to header level. Payables. So this is called as a manual invoice. I just created everything manually. It is not from a purchase order. It's not an automatic. It's a manual. Now go to general tab. It is status is never validated. Go to actions, validate. You just the moment you see the status, immediately you have to go to Codes tab here. See, earlier held by operations user, now held by system. System identified there is a discrepancy. You see the discrepancy. You can read this total of invoice lines. So what is the total of invoice lines? These are all 5,000 plus 125, 250. Tax is additionally added. That is does not equal to invoice amount. So obviously we have to add here. This tax amount additionally generated due to city tax, state tax, we have to add up here. That's it. Now automatically, if you see here, go to actions. That is rectified. We have to rerun it to see as a validated. Clear? Now how many types of holds? User hold and other one is system hold. Two only we have. Actions, create accounting, then we have to use final. Okay. So once it is done, once status is validated, accounted, then you will have to go to payment part. So this is where we stuck right earlier. So this payment we have to do. So to do the payment, you check the checkbox of payment here. Pay in full here. If it is a part payment, then we have another option. I'll show you that. Take all available discounts. It is not an error, okay? It's a caution. We have so many messages like this. Warning messages, error messages, caution messages. I'll show you where is the place to define all these messages. Those are all called as an application object library messages. Okay, this is a pay in full. If it is a part payment, then you can go with somewhere here. Payment screen is there right here. This one you have to go. Part payment, half of the payment or anything. Click on this. We have already taken. Bank account or disbursement account I am taking. Do not take other accounts. It has its own issues. Check method. Document number. Or document number is 17 here. It's automatically generated. It's a sequence number it is. Click on save. If you look at here, it is picked invoice number automatically from a workbench. This 1122 is the invoice number. And the check number, how much it is? Check number. This is document number is a check number on. Check number, document number, payment number, all are same. Now we need to combine these two tables. This table is into AP checks all table. And this one is AP invoice payments all table. AP invoice payments. If you want to combine invoice data, payment data, intermediary, there is another table that is AP invoice payments. Okay, to derive, the next point is link between AP invoice and AP check or payment number. So three tables we have to combine. What are they? I shown you already. Can we add here only or okay, separately we'll take. AP. One more table, AP. Time conditions. Between these two is check ID and between AP invoices all and AP invoice payments all invoice ID. That's it. Right, invoice side, correct. And after that, ACA dot primary key of checks table, obviously check ID. That is equivalent to same check ID. We require a check number. Check number is a payment number. ACA dot check number. Then after that, AIA dot which number we are going to receive? Invoice now. Anything mistake? First line lost, two from clauses. Okay, so this on this we did not have made a payment, right? Double one double two is that our invoice number? So double one double two invoice, on top of this invoice we made a payment, that is 70. Clear? One here also same thing. We need to do a create accounting. Then after that, finally transfer to GL. In O2C cycle also we have seen transfer to GL. Accounting, how we can do is, right now it is unprocessed. Go to actions. There is a create accounting final mode. Okay. If you want to put payment on hold, there is a white button is there. That checkbox is there. Click on okay. Processed. Accounting entries we can see. View accounting. Earlier, what was the debit account, credit account? Now it is changed. Debit is here. The DR is cash clearance. And then CR is discount and liability. Liability earlier it was credit account. Now it has changed to debit. If you want to see the table same way, you can go to about this page, then business component reference details. And after that, we need to choose any one of the view. Just simply double click. Same tables only, I'm just showing you again. Okay. Now, finally, we made two things here. One is invoice, other one is payment. So payment separate window is there here. Entry payments. This is the payment. If you want to go with the part payment. Okay. One final last step in P2P is here. Transfer to GL. Go to view request. And date. 8th is it today? As you know, already tables and all. So I just need to fire a query here. So this is the query. First, let's fire this. After seeing a result, I'll explain you how the relationship made here between the tables. Still running it is. After posting, this P is for posting. After posting only we'll fire this. Or if you don't want to see after posting, then you can comment that. Learning that. See the period here, nothing. No other conditions, correct? Actual USD, yeah, everything is fine. Let's see. Still running it is. That's why it is not giving data. Meantime, what I will do, I'll use the same query and I'll explain the joins. This is called as an backtracking. Okay. AP to SLA GL. In other words, we'll call it as a drill down query. If something goes wrong, we have to come back from GL and how it is joined with SLA, how it is joined with the AP. Okay. Let's see the query now. So first GL side, you need to focus on GL import references. GL import references. I will just highlight with one color. Okay. So this is the one we need to make a join with the GL import references. There are other table, that is an XLA AE lines. If you look at, there are two columns are there. One is GL SL link ID, other one is GL SL link table. This we already seen in O2C also, correct? Check here. You see here, directly they made a join with the AE ID. This is not the correct query. Okay, I'll get it the other one. This is not the correct. You see here, these two links I was talking about. Okay, so this is the correct one here. GLSL link ID and GLSL link table. Okay, I'll copy this query. First, I'm highlighting the table. This one. Now with GL import references, there is a column here, XLA AE lines. In this, two columns are there here. One is GLSL link table, GLSL link ID. Okay, this is the one. Then later what we can do from XLA AE lines to the next thing it is, you can go with the event ID. These are all common only, but directly you can go to XLA transaction entities. Okay, you check wherever the XLA lines, XAL, just check where it is. XAL here. Is that correct? This is the second join it is. Second join I'm marking with the other color. Like this. Now From XLA AE headers to what next? Event ID is there, correct? Then what else? Entity ID is there. You can go with the entity ID. This is the third join here. Backtracking. The next is from XLA transaction entities to AP invoices all. Invoice ID. This is the one. This is another color here. So overall, 4 joins are important. We are combining 3 modules here. One is AP module, subledger accounting module, and one more is GL module. So 3 modules, a big query, but the joins remembering is easy. See, at GL side, GIR means here GL import references that I already marked. The second one is what it is. XAL. XAL stands for XLA AE lines. This is the one, second join. Okay. Now, next. This is over already. XLA AE headers. Then after that, XLA transaction entities. So this is the third one here, XLA transaction entities. You can use this. And finally, what next? From XLA transaction entities to AP invoices all, that is invoice ID. Okay. We are in AP right now. So we started from GL to, we came back to XLA AE headers, lines and all. Then we came back to AP invoices all. So this is how we can use the same query in every project, it will work. But first time I'm explaining you all this for you. Okay. Now, AP invoices all is different. So overall 4 giants here. You'll be able to recall? Difficult. So first, I'm coming from GL. That's why it's called as a drill down. Okay. So first table is what it is, GL import references. Okay. In this table, there are 2 columns are there. Okay. GL, SL means subledger link ID, and one more GL, SL link table. These 2 are the columns which will map with one table. What is the table name? XLA AE lines, right? From XLA AE lines to what next? XLA AE headers. Then after that, XLA transaction entities. Okay. So join between these 2, I already told. The next join is between these 2, that is obviously AE header ID. And transaction entities, we can make join with the event ID. And finally, we can make a join with the AP invoices, all that is invoice ID is equivalent to source ID int 1, that is. That's the whole story there. You need to remember like this only. Even in interviews also, you have to answer like this only, not the entire query. Entire query will not be able to explain also. Okay. Because every join they may get confused. Entity ID, invoice ID, event ID, category ID, like that. The major only, whatever I highlighted with the colors, that only we have to say. Okay. This is on top of this, we can build an XML report also. Okay. This is called as a drill down report, and it's a linking of AP, SLA, GL. It's a combination of all the 3 modules. Anyway, go to our report. Still running. Your concurrent manager is down, it seems, correct? See, this report is also still running. Go to managers, pending. These are all the programs, all are. So terminate invoice approval workflow process. Maybe this is different. We unchecked, right? Anyway, we'll see that. You know, right, already once general import successful, we have to go to general ledger. Then after that, we need to go to journals and post it. If you want to inquire it, we can go to inquiry and then journal. This common steps only. So my explanation is over today. O2C, P2P also over. There may be some cross questions. We'll quickly discuss. That's it. Right? You just read questions. If you don't know anything, let's see.
Sir, I just want to know about like this. Is there anyone?
Just 5 minutes, I'll come.
Sure.
ధైర్యం ఏంటి ఇడే మేలు మనకైతే మొహమాట అంటారు. Tell me guys. తెలియనట్టు చెప్పండి, తెలిసినట్టు ఓకే సైలెంట్. How to display preparer covered, requester covered, internal requisition, purchase requisition, you know, right? This you know very well, right? Requisition project, right? Project accounting will cover at the time. We'll see that. PA project all is the table name. That anyway, this we can eliminate for time being. Different approval statuses. Requisition approval statuses you have seen, right? What are the statuses? In process, cancelled, submitted, those are all. Table name for requisition approval. Right, correct. View action history. Then next, display some fields like requisition number, requisition. This we already covered, right? How to cancel requisition? In the tools menu, right? What is the program to create a requisition? We created manually, right? But there is a program in drop shipment, back to back and all we have seen. Okay, standard program name for requisition. Not able to remember? Correct. Same thing only. Whatever you know, tell, no problem. This is the program. Okay. Next. Requisition import program parameters also you need to remember. Parameters. These are all parameters. Source, group by, you read it. That's your duty. Okay. How many types of hierarchies? So we have two hierarchies here. One is position, other one is supervisor. Right now we are handling position hierarchy. If you want to set up something, then I'll give you the document or I also can set it up. Usually it is a functional people responsibility. RFAQ we have not covered. This is called as a request for quotation if you don't know the supplier. It's not that much important. I am removing. How many ways we can create a purchase order? What are they? Tell me the ways. No, that is purchase order types. But yes, auto create, manual. One more is program. Program name. This is a program name. Okay. Next. Types of POs. Yeah, you are answering this right. You are in advanced status. Table name for blanket PO not covered. Okay, blanket PO will cover. Okay, I'm just making a note, guys. Maybe next time we'll cover. What is the program name? Okay, this completely. This is pending. We'll see. Okay. What are the match approval options? ఇప్పుడు ఎవరిని అడిగితే వాళ్ళు చెప్పాలి చెప్తారా? What are the match approval options? You forgotten? Matching. I'll show you, not a problem. మీకు అందరికి మార్క్ ఇంట్రో అయిపోయింది ఈరోజు కదా. Go to more tab. Now tell me. Okay. Now different types of transaction types in Oracle purchasing receiving transactions. What are they? We go to table. I mentioned, right? Distinct transaction type.
Cancel.
No. Yeah, transfer is the correct one. ఒకటో రెండో గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, మీరు ఒకటో రెండో గుర్తుపెట్టుకున్నారు కదా. Receiving, return to vendor, accepted, correct? These are all. Once you receive goods, definitely there will be damage one or two. Then what you will do? You will do a return to vendor. These are all. Okay. Imagine any scenario, courier. Your receipt tables. Receipt tables. RCV shipment address. మీరు అంతవరకు రాలేదా? Lines transactions. Okay. Next, accounting entries. Or PO receipts. You have not seen. This also I need to explain you. Then purpose of receiving transaction process is to create a receipts. How to create an invoice and how many sources? How to create an invoice? I think we already shown, right? Go to payables. Then after that, we did here invoices, entry. This is one method. Other method is program, correct? Program name is here. No. Payables, open interface import. Correct. It's already automatically called, right? Yeah. Is there an API to create invoices? Go to integrated SOA gateway. Search here. Financials module is payables. Open interface. Go. Check is there an okay, not open to, sorry. If it is API, we have to go with the PLSQL code, right? It is. Okay, this is for supplier. There is no API for invoices. That's okay. I already gave here. Its parameters. If you, they will ask like this actually, whether you really worked or you are having a bookish knowledge. Okay. You need to definitely remember all this. From which source we imported and what is the group name, batch name, whether we can we keep invoice on a hold by using this program, we can hold the invoice. Next is, can you put invoice on hold by using, yeah, the same just before I told. Okay. Types of invoices. Types of invoices. Entry invoices. Yes. These are all the invoices. Like in AR also we have seen, right? Account receivable invoices. I gave the clear notes here. You can check somewhere. Not in this. Okay, notes is there. Okay, I'll just give all this. Right now, half of the notes is there. It is another other file. Debit, what is debit memo, credit memo? These are all I gave the notes. Okay, EB tax table also we have not covered. So as of now, what we have not covered, one is blanket PO, other one is EB tax. Anything else? Receiving entries, something. Accounting entries. I did not show you. So 3 points not covered as of now. Hold types, how many hold types we have? Manual hold, system hold, correct. Link between PO and invoice. PO distribution ID is a join. Yeah, this is the point. If you want to know pending payment, there is in AR we have seen, right? AR payment schedule solve. Here also one schedule solve table is there. That is AP schedule solve. This is the pending amount it will give. Let's say you are paying out of $5,000. If you are paying $1,000, the 4,000 will be available in this amount remaining column. The table is payment schedules. Now, how to derive the status, AP invoice status? I told you one package, if you remember, that is AP invoices, utility, correct, PKG, correct? Then accounting entries means your debit account, credit account at invoice, at payment, yes, payment it is. Yeah, discount related account. Discount also will have on some recoverable account, there are some accounting. Become MCOM guys knows that. For us, just simply deriving table name join, that's it. But names we have to mention. Okay. Link between AP invoice and payment. AP invoice and payment we have derived just before. How many tables we have to combine? 3 tables only. What are they? AP invoice all correct. Check number, AP checks all, and one more intermediate I told you. What is that? AP invoice. You forgot quickly. This is the query we already developed. Correct. Now PPR not covered. I may need to cover. Link query just before finished it. Correct. Create accounting modes. How many modes we have? Do you still recall how many modes we have? I'm just taking randomly, okay? Now tell me how many modes we have after validating, right? It will enable. Tax you need to add. This is the question I'm asking. Only you are focusing on final, right? You are not checking what is draft, what is final post. Create accounting mode. These are all called as a modes. Next. How to find accounting errors? While doing accounting errors, there is one table I mentioned. What is the table name? XLA? Right, correct. XLA accounting errors. Tell me common errors means you just search the table. Program name to transfer journal into the GL. Purpose of journal import is to create a journals. These are all GL related. Okay. Journal sources, journal types, GL table, GLJ header lines. These are open balance, close balance. See, queries will focus on one day. And these are all small topics. But still we should know what is ledger, primary ledger, secondary ledger. These two will remove for timing. Or if you want, I can give the notes, answers also for this. Cross validation rules. While using that flex fields combination, it will verify here. Like you have selected, right? 0, 1, 000. Those are all it will verify. Cross validation. So P2p mark entry is over S. Like this, we'll sit one day. O2C also. I think O2C I gave, right? Complete questions and answers. For this also I'll give. I'll prepare today, if possible. By Monday, we'll get answers for all this. Okay. Straightforward questions and answers answered you. Like how I answer in the interviews, same way. That's all for today, guys. Do you have any questions?